Hello, everyone, and welcome back. So, I am here with Kelsey B, and today, in today's episode, we are going to be talking about a few different topics. We're going to be talking about Tantra, Tantric energetics, how fire and water elements really, impact our sexual energy and how that's showing up internally and how it's showing up externally, the overuse, the underuse of fire and water. We're going to be talking about recent events with OnlyFans stars exploiting their fire, overusing their fire energy, such as Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips. We're going to be talking about what was the other thing we're going to be bringing in?
Well, yeah, I mean the main thing, the two OnlyFans, Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips, and how Bonnie Blue, she just recently, so Lily Phillips did the 100 men in 100 days. She slept with 100 men in 100 days. No, 100 men in a day. And then Lily Phillips just slammed that and did it in 12 hours, but she also 10x'd it. So she did 1,057 men, which equals to 40, which equals to 1,057 men every 41 seconds in
Mm,
12 hours. Pretty nuts.
yeah.
And so what we want to do is, first of all, we don't condone this behavior whatsoever. Like, this is pretty fucked, honestly, as
Mm,
a complete extreme that's happening in our planet, but also because it's happening on our planet, there's something in our collective that's also condoning this. And we want to talk about the the difference between when you are navigating your world with more yin energy versus yang energy. And yin energy is water energy and yang energy is fire energy. We're living in a world with way too much distorted yang energy, too much fire energy. And with too much fire energy, this is why we have so many natural disasters in the world. When there is so much internal chaos, there's going to be external chaos. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that using the oh, my cats are meowing, using the expression or using the experience of Lily Phillips and Bonnie Blue.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So I recently did a video of just my perspective of Lily Phillips and Bonnie Blue, but mainly Lily Phillips because I didn't know about the now Bonnie Blue has done 1,000 men. So I knew that Lily Phillips was attempting to do 1,000 this month or next month, but I didn't realize, Bonnie Blue beat her to it. So now we're coming back. I'm bringing Kelsey. We've got a course coming up for men. And, a big part of my last video was like, okay, these guys, these barely legals, they're saying, that are coming and having sex with these women for the first time, they're 18-year-old virgin guys receiving these imprints, of basically you can just come all over me, you can disrespect me, you can do whatever you want to me. This is what the women are saying. Um, that, giving these guys this imprint, their first sexual imprint is basically you can just disrespect women. You can just treat them like a cum disposery, somewhere, just basically a hole to get off in. Don't care about who she is, don't have to call her, don't have to, hold her or attend to her at all. And so, like, this is destroying, like, it's actually destroying our next generation. It's really concerning because, like, hooking into these young guys, of course they're 18, but like, they're still, highly impressionable and still figuring out who the fuck they are in the world. Like no 18-year-old has got their like full sense of self fully established yet. You're still figuring out who you are. And then when it comes to sexuality, to like kind of hook into that and give that imprint, like the first imprint being so degrading to women. It's just setting up this next generation of guys who are just going to be disrespecting women. And yeah, I just think it's so crazy how these porn stars basically are getting like so much media attention and so much money, like they're being validated for this. And then there's like accounts like mine and yours who get shadow banned for, and my accounts have been deleted for promoting sacred sexuality. And just that in itself just shows like where our collective is at. It's like valuing well, I feel there's an agenda. It's pushing to, promote this distortion of sexuality and turn people away from the true power that they could access if they actually tap into the sacredness and the actual purpose of their sexuality by deleting, accounts like yours and mine. So, and giving these women like insane amounts of airtime and publicity and millions of dollars a month, literally.
Insane amounts of airtime, and it's airtime that is giving all of these women too this ability to go and defile their own bodies and to completely have absolutely no self-respect for themselves, and then they're going to also get these accolades and these achievements and this success and everything like that. And I have to just wonder, like, what is going on with us? This is so dehumanizing on so many different ways and so many different levels. And and like, I get that not this isn't what, like a lot of people are doing. Not a lot of people aren't going to go and like fuck 100 men, but it is also showing like how many people are so interested in this. And we're also talking about it too, like it's in our consciousness, it's in our collective, this desire to go to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And there's not a slowing down, there's not a pace that we're all prepared for. Like, this is not a pace that is good for our nervous systems, this is not a pace that's good for our bodies. We even can continue with. This is how people get severe immune disorders. Immune is literally the like, you have something, a disease in your body. And so there's just so much we could talk about here, like, truly. And I can feel myself like going in all these like little places, so I'm just gonna hone it in. But really what's happening is we're living in a world where there are so many people just totally lost in how to relate with one another.
Yeah.
That's it. And what we are also, and we're also learning too, like, I don't have all the answers. I'm 34 years old. I have a lot more life to live and a lot more things to learn about relationships. But what I do know is that the way in which we're living now is so fucked up and totally distorted and completely dehumanizing. And it's also, we are abusing ourselves and each other.
Mm.
So we can continue on this cycle of abuse, or we can do something about it. And how do you do something about it? Is you come back into yourself and you figure out what is your relationship paradigm. How do you want to show up in the world with yourself and with others? Do you want to live in a world where you're just like fucking the next person over and over and over again? Or do you want to have the most beautiful, orgasmic, juicy lovemaking session that lasts for days and days and days, because it's not just inside the bedroom with your partner, you know? It's
Yeah.
like, we get to bring in more yin. We get to bring in more feminine power. We get to bring in more intuition and more knowledge and more understanding of our bodies. And the way in which we're living right now is what we said in just a couple minutes ago. It's distorted yang. It's too much fire. It's, let's get to the next point, and the next point, and the next point, and there's just no space to breathe. It's all this outward exhale, which is exactly what the dragon is, right? It's like this just outward exhale of fire, 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 fire over and over again. And there's no inhale. Like, we all need to do a collective deep breath over and over and over again, not just the constant exhale, 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 exhale. Just really take it in, feel it into our bodies. And that's what we're teaching in this course, is how to take time for yourself. Because when you take time for yourself, baby, goddamn, you are you get to be in the feminine essence of you as well. Like, men have a feminine and a masculine inside of them as well. Every single person does. When I talk about feminine, masculine, I'm not really talking about genders. I'm talking about the essence that is you, that creates a balance in your system. And so when a man creates more balance in his system, when he brings in more of his feminine qualities, and I'm not talking like wear dresses, I'm talking about slowing down and listening to your intuition. I'm talking about taking a minute and observing the space that you're in. When you do that, you have women fall at their feet with you, for you, with you, whatever prepositions. But like, when you allow the feminine to really, really take hold of the masculine pole that you're creating for yourself, it's so freaking amazing when you meet a man in those types of spaces and in an environment, and you can tell that he is balanced, that he's not in a space of reaction, 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 reaction.
Mm.
He's actually taking a moment. He's responding to the space based on his observations of what's happening and what is truly needed. And that's really what we need in this world is more people in general who are able to face instead of just be so quick to react of what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, this is such a key point, this balance of the yin and yang internally. I was talking to, I shared with you one of my clients, my male clients. He's a big CEO of like a media company, many companies, finance companies as well in Australia. And he was saying to me that the women CEOs actually are way more powerful. And I was like, and they achieve and accomplish so much more and, move up the ladder quicker. And I was like, why do you think that is? And he said, he thinks it's because they have that ability to actually listen more. And that's that feminine yin, it's the receptivity. So they observe, like, and women are better at this because it's more our natural inclination is being more of the receptive, observing a space, whether that's, a social situation, a business situation, boardroom, whatever it is, sexual, observing. And then it's like, okay, knowing when to, like, when the time is right to then move into yang. And it's like this dance between listening, sitting back, taking action, yang, listening, taking action. Whereas pretty much everyone, even women on the planet, are just constantly taking action. No one's actually listening, which is the feminine, like feminine quality. So, when we talk about this with the men, yeah, some of you guys, when we bring this concept for the first time, some guys are like, what? Like, I'm not gonna turn into a woman or turn like gay or yeah, wear dresses. It's not about that at all. It's feminine yin qualities, mainly the main one being this sense of sensitivity, like receptivity, attunement. So these are qualities that we're going to help you cultivate. And honestly, like this is one of the key, yeah, things for success in, like my past client said, in the boardroom. And this is what I feel like makes a man the best lover is when he's actually cultivated those feminine qualities. That's why you see a lot of men who have done a lot of spiritual work and really explored that yin side. They're often the best lovers because they can actually feel beyond themselves. They can feel you. They feel like, when they feel what's happening in your body, they can read
Mm-hmm.
you. They can read your energy. They're not just like imposing themselves on you and getting to from point A to point B, like very fast and just goal orientated all the time. Goal orientation is nothing wrong with that, like setting goals. But when it comes to opening a woman, there's no goal. Like there has to be no goal. So it's actually like this rewiring of your entire, neural pathways that has to happen. I feel if you're a man that's, very yang and like they're the sort of guys we work with, like high achieving men, chiefs, it's like it's a different way, it's a different mode of operating, slowing things
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean, like, I'll give a very perfect example that I was just thinking of with one of my clients who actually turned into be one of my dearest friends, my friend Chris. He's, high end, like, or high up CEO. And he was on the phone with me the other day and he goes, man, I was just in this boardroom with all these guys and I could feel all of them fidgeting everywhere. And he wouldn't have had that if he didn't have his intuitive listening, if he wasn't like in his sensitivities.
Mhm.
And he's feeling all these men fidget. And he just was like, okay, everyone stop doing what they're doing. When you're talking to me, I want you to put your feet on the floor, firmly planted. I want you to look directly at me. I want you to speak with your chest. I want you to take a deep breath. and then I want you to meet me, and then I want you to talk to me and tell me what you have to say. And I
Mm.
want you to do that with every single person that you talk to from here on forward. And that is one of the sexiest things in the world, you know? I mean, and why do I find that so sexy? Because he fully felt a space. He felt the inconsistencies of the energies that were going all over the place and leaking out all over.
Mhm.
And in that, the person who's speaking with all that fidgeting and all that leaking energy, they're not able to actually meet what they're trying to say and the mission of what it is that they're the main message that they're trying to speak out. And then once he called it out in the space, and then everyone listened and everyone zooms in, and then they all get attuned into their own bodies,
Mm.
message just goes so much clearer and with
Mm.
such a much, 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 much just directional path here.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's hot. And that's what I'm talking about. That, like, we're not talking about wearing dresses and like being a woman and like,
No.
we're living in a world right now where like I don't even know what that is, but the conversation to have. But that's such a perfect example of when you can use your sensitivities to make more money, because you know now that all of these men that are going out there and they're going to firmly plant their feet, they're going to get connected to their bodies, they're going to get connected to the earth that their feet are on,
Mm.
and they speak their message and they speak what it is that they desire and what they want. Damn, you best believe that they're going to get that. So they're
Yeah.
actually making a lot more money with this. And that's just one small example of what you can do when you are in your sensitivities, when you are in your intuition.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, cultivated more of your yin, like cultivating that yin energy. And
Totally.
yeah, and that saying, what it is, it's like how you show up in the the bedroom is really how you're showing up in life, and vice
Totally.
versa. It's like, so if you really cultivate this deeper listening with your woman and in the lovemaking practice, that's going to directly translate into how you're showing up in the business, in the boardroom. And that's honestly like every single successful person that I've ever interacted with and even just observed, like read autobiographies, they all say, like most of them haven't even finished like university. They say they've just cultivated, honed in laser sharp intuition and they followed that intuition, and that's a quality that comes from deep listening, deep introspection. It's not when you're constantly looking outward and chasing after a goal. Like you can't listen, you can't hear anything when you're constantly on a treadmill. Like you've got to actually sit and like turn attention inwards and be in your body. This is a key piece. And this is what, obviously we're going to be taking the guys through in our course, initiating her is like, what are the blocks that are actually preventing you from being in your physical body? And, this is a huge thing for not only men, for women as well. Like, but I think more men, it's an issue because it's more natural it's more default to be in the mind. It's the masculine kind of realm is the mind. And also because men aren't taught to actually feel like and process emotion. So there's all this stuck shit from like literally when you're a little boy that's like stagnating inside of you. And it's almost like every time, you start to drop into the body, there'll be an anxiety. And I really feel the root of all these addictions, like the vaping, the porn, the cigarettes, the drinking, the overworking, is to avoid that little child, the little boy that like just needs to fucking like release some rage, or cry or just like move some stagnant emotion. And once you feel
Yeah.
that, then there's like so much space to actually be in your body. And that's the key to all of this, really. It's like the key to you slowing down, the key to you listening deeper into your intuition, your nervous system regulating, to being a better lover. It's really it takes a journey of descending into the body. And that's what we're going to take you on, that wild journey into the underworld.
Yeah, and there's just no question that Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips and all of these women are so disassociated and so out of their bodies. There's absolutely no way they could physically do that, emotionally do that, spiritually do that while while literally being present with what's happening in their systems. They are so utterly numbed out.
Yeah. Yeah. You can just see it in their eyes. Like there's like a blank, it's like this vacant, there's nothing there because they're not in the body. And I think that's what it's kind of promoting as well. It's this like extreme disassociation. Like, look at what I can do. I can just get railed over. That's what they say, like run through or something by 1,000 guys. Like, look how amazing like this accomplishment is. And it's like just endorsing this disassociation culture. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, like whenever something really, really extreme is happening, I love tuning into myself and seeing where that lives inside of me. Like I'm not about to go and rail 100,000 guys, whatever, but like, but there is a part of me that has that also like extreme quality. And the and I also ask myself like, oh, is there any way that I'm disassociating? Because I really do believe in the law of oneness, and the law of oneness talks about how we are literally all one. We are all one consciousness. And so if there's something that's happening outside of me in another person, like there is a little bit of me, or maybe a large part of me, that is also operating in that way, just in a different costume, in a different, dynamic. Um, yeah, and so it's really this whole experience is really an opportunity for all of us, every single one of us, to ask ourselves, where are we also disassociating?
mm, yeah, and disrespecting like our bodies and
Yeah.
the sacredness of this temple, just and disrespecting the feminine principle, like just using her as literally like a whole. Like it's not even about like her pleasure at all. It's just about him getting off. So it's like it's it's taking energy from the feminine. It's like I'm just going to use you, take, and then leave. There's no giving to the fem. It's like taking extraction, extraction. And she's even
Right.
extracting. She's like whoring herself out, in this extreme way, like
And
overriding her. Pardon? It's what?
nobody's really getting off.
Yeah, I mean, 40 seconds, like
40 seconds, like, get
all you
off.
guys that do that need to do our course and learn how to last longer than 40 seconds. Like that's pretty crazy if you ejaculate after 40 seconds. So
Uh,
we can
yeah,
support you.
that's a big issue. um, but yeah, it's makes me sad too. And also, it gives me so much aliveness in my body because I know that there are so many people that are here to be supported in this. And we're all learning this together, how to have a better relationship with ourselves and with the environment around us and with our partner and everyone who we interact with throughout the day. Like this is a huge awakening. We're in a massive, massive, massive wake up of consciousness right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's literally this analogy that I shared the other day around the dragon, the fire. This is a common analogy in Taoist sexuality specifically. It's like, that sexual energy being this dragon, like the metaphor of the dragon. So it's like, are you riding that dragon and kind of taming that beast and tapping into its power, when necessary? Or is this dragon,
Mm.
this beast is just out of control and it's literally like spitting flames at like every which way, burning you. And I really feel that in itself, that analogy of the dragon and the fire of our sexual energy is kind of what is being manifested in the planet right now. Like with all these fires, it's like, look at LA. Like LA is one of the most yang, like just chasing hungry cities, like so much like fire energy that it's literally burning, and I really see these like outer manifestations as we're so powerful as humans. Like we affect our environment, what's going on inside of all of us. So yeah, Mother Earth is like even just on
Yeah, the
fire, like
whole
too much fire.
it's too much fire, y'all. And yeah, I love the metaphor of the dragon. I just like put myself on it as if I'm like riding a dragon right now. But it whole dragon analogy is so brilliant because you quite literally cannot ride a dragon without having divine intuition, without being able to learn the animal and learn the space. Same thing with riding horses too, just on a very different level. Um, and most people don't ride horses in the right way. You know, there's this like you got to break in your horse. Ew, what are we talking about? No, horses are one of the most intuitive animals, and they're here to support us, and we're here to support them. But the way in which you ride a dragon or a horse or whatever it is, like you really got to get attuned into that animal in order to
Mm.
have a sacred connection with it. And you could use that metaphor to talk about a man with his genitals and how, like, I mean, the genitals literally, that's like a fucking dragon if it
Yeah.
wants to be. And it's like,
Yeah. Yeah. Is it just like spitting
like
out like excessive?
ejaculating all over the place.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, hold on a second. Let's pump the brakes. Like, I gotta tame this dragon.
Hmm.
And that's what we're going to be talking about in the course too, is like how to really tame and how to like, but not tame in the way that you're just coddling it and you're just cuckolding yourself. No,
No.
how to have a divine interaction and a divine relationship with your body. So much so that everywhere you go, you are met with openness. You know?
Yeah.
God damn, how
Yeah, because it's like yeah, I mean, I heard someone recently talk about this as well, like in terms of a dog, it's like a dog can be if you tame it and like really, um, not kill its like predator instincts, but like tame it, train it. It can be your greatest guard dog, it can protect your home. But if you don't train it, you just let it kind of go out of control. It's just shitting all over your house. It's eating all the sofas. It's eating all the slippers, like just making a mess. It's kind of it's a similar thing. It's like your sexual
yeah,
energy, if when it's immature, it's literally just out of control. And yeah, you're going to get stuck in these loopholes and these like OnlyFans subscribing all your money and all your sexual energy being like siphoned into these literally hellhole portals, which is the porn industry. Or you can actually train it and become an actual master and do something powerful with your life, meaningful with your life. Like this
truly.
is your most powerful energy. And the forces that want to enslave humanity know this. That's why they're promoting all this shit to you all the time. And it's just
Yeah.
so sad. Like it really pisses me off, to be honest, because the fact that like, yeah, these women and such are just being so given so much airtime, and then people that are doing like real work
So
are like being censored. So
yeah, it's so bananas. It's so bananas and it's shifting and it's changing and I truly, truly believe it because there are so many of us who are continuing to come onto the bandwagon of sacred sexuality and learning about ourselves and evolving in a way that is really, really, really balanced. And we're all coming into it. We're all balanced, imbalanced, imbalanced. But like the desire to come back into balance is getting more and more and more prominent in the world.
yeah,
And yeah.
yeah,
And
I
so this
just
course is
yeah,
really about how to initiating her is about, yes, of course, like initiating your woman, but it's more about, coming back into yourself so that you don't even have to worry about what to do and how to initiate her and what are the steps involved. And that all goes out the window when you are attuned into yourself
yeah,
because
and
it
it's
doesn't even
like
You're so aware of the world in the outs and you're so aware of your internal world that your external world continues to match what's happening inside of you.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just a byproduct, once you initiate yourself, essentially, like you're coming into this space, this course with us. When a man receives that, tantric initiation with the priestess, the tantrikas, then you naturally will initiate other women through your beingness. So, first and foremost, this is a course for yourself, and you're naturally going to become a better lover, which is always good.
Hmm.
And all the things that we've just been talking about, like more body awareness, nervous system regulation, moving big energy, emotion, like being able to actually inhabit your physical body finally, like really what it feels like to be in your body. And that being the key to being present. This is what women are always wanting more from their man. Like, I need more presence. Like, I need to feel you. Like, you need to be in your body in order to be present. So, there's going to be so many benefits. And then, obviously the tantric practices to learn how to actually tame that beast and circulate your sexual energy and sublimate your sexual energy. So, yeah, you're in for a treat.
Mm, 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 mm,
Yeah.
Hallelujah. All right. Tell us when is this?
So we are myself, Nadine Lee, and Kelsey B. We are holding this course. It's called Initiating Her. It's a 3-day online retreat for men on the 31st of January till the 2nd of Feb. So you get 3 live calls with us. Each call is 2 hours and you get lifetime access. So you can watch, you're going to get the replays straight away. So if you can't join live, you can just watch the replays and we'll have a Telegram group where everyone can just, ask questions and continue the conversation. So yeah,
Yeah.
join us. Early bird ends in like a week. So
Yep.
get it now.
Yeah. $333.
Yes.
Oh, so easy. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Amazing. So I'll
300.
link it below, all the info, and we'll see you there.
Yeah, the link's below. Mwah. God love the men. Mm, 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 mm,
We
mm,
love you.
mm. God love ya. God love ya. We're all doing this together. Mwah, 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 mwah. We're all learning in real time here.
Yeah.
Let's go.